All right, welcome back to another awesome episode of Life on the Abs. Super, super excited. This is episode 89, and we have our first returning guest. The Kutlers are here, and they're together. So we've had Katie separately talking all things Cafe Karma. We've had Max actually here twice because we had to re-record his episode, so talking all things Thrive. And now we have both of them, probably Delaware's #1 infamous power couple, on the rise and continuing to rise. So super excited to have them here to talk about Spread Good Karma and all the amazing initiatives coming out of Spread Good Karma. So welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna. If you don't know these guys, go back and listen to their solo episodes and dive into all things individually because they're both individually amazing. But we're gonna today focus on Spread Good Karma. So I'm gonna jump into a quick little bio on what that is, and then we'll dive in deeper. So sit back and relax. The Spread Good Karma Foundation is on a mission to make preventative healthcare more accessible in Delaware. By offering free health, fitness, and wellness services, they aim to lower healthcare costs, boost quality of life, and support mental and physical well-being across our community. What began as a wellness initiative for hospitality workers has evolved into a broader movement addressing burnout, promoting healthier alcohol-free social events, and creating free fitness, yoga, and educational resources for all. Amazing, amazing things. Thanks to local professionals who share in this vision, Spread Good Karma Foundation has built a calendar of free classes and is launching a farmers market at the Brandywine Park, which is this Saturday. This Saturday, May 3rd. Join Max and his wife, Katie, and their entire team this Saturday at Delaware's weekly destination for fresh, local, and sustainable goods, powered by Spread Good Karma Foundation and the Friends of Wilmington Parks. More than just a market, this is a celebration of health, community, and preventative care. From local produce to artisan goods to live music, food trucks, and the popular women-only walk club, this will offer a space to connect, move, and shop small. The mission is to support local farmers and businesses while inspiring healthier habits and stronger community bonds. Whether you're a shopper, a vendor, come be part of something meaningful where good food, good vibes, and good karma meet every Saturday. So welcome.
Thank you.
So excited. So I initially reached out to these guys because I wanted to talk about the Brandywine Farmers Market. I'm sure most of our followers have seen. It's been all over social media. And I kind of want to just start there. What is the farmers market? What are people going to have on Saturday?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
So the farmers market was really kind of an extension of what we're doing with Spread Good Karma Foundation. So obviously we started just hosting these walk club events, and that's kind of how everything transpired. And Max can share, his perspective on the walk club and how the other things happened. But something that we found was really frustrating about Delaware is that we don't really have a brand in Delaware, right? There's still this missing element of why would people move here? Aside from corporations moving people here and having them kind of sell this idea of being close to Jersey, Philly, DC, New York, there's not really anything that everyone's I want to move to Delaware. Or I want to move to Wilmington.
That's it. It's retirees moving to the beach. That's
exactly. And I think that for us, it's about creating a space that we want to live in, and we love Delaware. There's a lot of elements to it that we really love, but there's a lot of missing things that happen in other cities or states that we would leave here to move because of that. Right. And one of the big missing elements for us is a weekly farmers market that we can walk to. And so most cities have a weekly farmers market where even if it's not produced and grown in the state that they're from or living in, it's access to local goods and it supports farmers. And this just, not shopping big grocery stores every single week. There's just something about having a movement practice, walking down to get your groceries, picking things out, meeting the people that grow and source your food, and that overall connection that is still in alignment with spreading good karma. Because when you buy local, you support somebody in a much bigger way and not just the bottom line of a major producer or a large company. And so that element of spreading good karma goes so beyond just doing the right thing or holding the door open or whatever micro thing. It's about how can I take care of myself so that I can better take care of other people, and then they can better take care of themselves and take care of other people, that cyclical effect. And so that's kind of how it came to be, is just this idea, we wanted this, it was a need. And to be frank, we just sent a mass email to 15 people in the city and the state that could potentially be in charge of whether a farmer's market happens in the city or not. And just told them a little bit about who we are and what we're about and what the overall vision is for the farmer's market. And immediately Friends of Wilmington Parks answered us like within an hour.
Wow.
And so they really helped it to kind of push through and become this. I mean, we had this conversation in January, and now it's happening real time in May.
This came to be in January?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the idea came about a long time ago. I think filling the void is like something that Katie's alluding to very well, which is just like we're trying to fill a void in the state.
It's insane that we don't have this.
Yeah,
like, it's insane.
I mean, it's in many areas, and when we're creating a foundation that's based around preventative healthcare, we talked about this in our episode, and I'm sure you've talked about this to other people, but having access to local goods and the understanding of where the food on your plate comes from has been lost in our society. Like we just lose the sight of the process from the farm to the grocery store to our table, and it really affects how people eat and the way they think. And if we are truly about like overall health, we need to get people back in line with that, with people that genuinely care about them. And just in talking to these farmers, how much they care about health and the just the overall aspect of getting this food into people's hands. And obviously we joked before getting on air about how some farmers don't necessarily want that because they're happy with what they're doing in their local communities. But it's hard because there's not as many farms in Newcastle County.
Right.
It's very populated, and we're having to ask these people to travel a good distance to get to us. So it's really selling the vision of Spread Good Karma to these farms, and a lot of them are buying on, and it's really awesome to see. And just having people come out and support on every Saturday, really just getting used to it being where they grocery shop every week.
Right.
So
knowing
awesome.
that it's like available. I think it ultimately comes back to just like having access to this. Like
Correct.
right now, like people don't know, like I reside in your DMs all the time. Like I'm new to this health and wellness space, very, very much new. I've always been an athlete, always worked out, but like I grew up eating McDonald's, right? Like I grew up just walking down the cereal aisle and picking the brightest, most colorful cereal box. And so like, this is brand new to me.
Yeah, but you do an amazing job of being vulnerable and asking questions, right? You're like the ideal person, right? Like I know you always say
I put
like
myself on blast. I don't care.
and I love it, right? Like, and Mary Kate and I have amazing conversations every week. I send her a video of cutting out the sweet potato.
I don't know how to cut sweet potatoes. Sunscreen.
And I literally took a selfie video, no sound, which was kind of awkward.
This is the best.
But maybe you can clip that. But the funny thing is that like, that is the start of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I have kids. I want to make sure that I'm like preparing them and giving them the healthiest options that I can that I didn't have when I grew up. And I respect that, right? Like there's no stupid questions when it comes to that. And like you said, the access to it, getting people used to it is really the goal and the dream.
Yeah. So paint the picture of what Saturday is going to look like, right? So I live in this area. I think like anyone that's seen your social media knows like your general vibe, right? Like I think that speaks for itself. But say I'm someone who is not from Delaware. I just moved to Charlie. I'm like, sweet, there's a farmer's market. What am I walking into on Saturday?
So you walk out of your house, you walk through the beautiful streets of Trolley Square. There's cherry blossoms everywhere. People are out and about with their kids, with their dogs. They might be eating outside at Scalessa's or whatever. I guess it's too early for Scalessa's, but I love you, Donnie. I have to say Scalessa's. And then you walk down to Brandywine Park from the entrance behind El Diablo, which a lot of people I still feel like in Trolley
don't know,
aren't aware of it. And a lot of people are familiar with Rockford Park and just walking through the side streets as their walk. But the access to Brandywine Park from behind El Diablo, like that Charlie Square shopping center, is just beautiful. And it completely makes you feel like you're in a world away. And a lot of people don't know that Brandywine Park was designed by the same person that designed Central Park.
Cool. Did not know that.
Yeah. And
love that.
So you can really feel that and see that. If you've ever been in Central Park or you look up images of it, you can feel it then when you're in Brandywine Park. Just there's a lot of beautiful focal points throughout your walk, and you can feel the sense of connection to nature and the space for community to really thrive down there. So you walk down there, you walk over the bridge, you walk to the right, the rose garden is on your left, and you just cross a little bit further past the bridge, and there's that big, beautiful fountain. That's Josephine Fountain. It's iconic.
It's like prom pictures taken there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, baby announcements, engagements,
and people sitting
weddings.
there having lunch and reading books, and it's a center of peace in the city, is really how I view Brandywine Park in general. But we are set up literally right between both lines of those cherry blossom trees, with the fountain being the focal point.
Beautiful.
It's right next to Brandywine Zoo. There's a significant amount of parking. When we talk about city parking, there's a significant amount of parking down there. But we really want to see this whole entire area, all these neighborhoods, seeing how it's important for them to walk.
Yeah.
Like, we still drive places
Right.
sometimes.
I do. I live 4 blocks away and I'll drive to the office.
Right.
Yeah,
and
I'm so
I
guilty
think
of
it's
this.
just a bad habit in Delaware because we're so used to having a lack of walkability.
We're 95 warriors. We live and die by 95.
Literally. And I think that helping to kind of retrain people's mindsets about how they exist in their neighborhood is really important to us. So you walk down there, there's ideally 20 plus vendors. Right now we have 17 secured for May 3rd.
Amazing.
So,
That's amazing.
yeah, we're really, really excited. And the goal is that it becomes a 20 plus vendor ordeal, not a flea market. It is a farmer's market. It is meat, produce, dairy, eggs, dog treats is really like the extent of like flea market will go. Baked goods, sourdough, prepared foods, a single food truck, a single coffee truck, and live music.
Wow.
So it's really an energy. Like
So there is coffee. We can get our iced coffee while we're there.
Well, if we keep securing these coffee trucks, what I did find is I might have a new venture in my future because there's not that many coffee trucks.
Yeah.
But the last tie that you'll see is that our women only walk club that we started out of the foundation, we started it at Karma. And it really was just like, there's these cities that have these hot girl walk groups, and that's how women meet each other, and that's how they get together and encourage each other to have a movement practice. And I was like, we could do this. Like, you know, maybe we'll get 15 women together. Let's give them free coffee for attending the walk. It's a 4-mile walk. Like, this is great. And how else would you want to spend your Sunday morning than like an early walk and ending it with Cafe Karma, you know? What I didn't realize is that 107 women would show up to that first walk.
It's amazing.
And it was just insane. And it was beautiful and amazing. And every Sunday about was the same amount of people.
Right.
The minimum that we saw was 50 women.
Insane.
There was a rainy day and we still got 25 women. So it was just clear that there was this need. And I think the energy and vision that I had for it and the intention around it was so well sent out and received that people wanted that. And now, the negatives to it was that it caused a lot of chaos in operations for the team.
For the actual business.
For the business itself. And we also saw a lot of guests literally pull into the parking lot, see the line, and leave. And that could have been their first impressions of Cafe Karma.
Right.
And they might not know about the walk and think, like, I'm not waiting in that. People are crazy.
Yeah.
And so it was already on my mind of, like, what are we going to do this season? People are going to be anticipating the walks, even more people that just heard about the walks that are looking forward to it. What's the plan here? And it just truly was like karmic that it just happened that the farmer's market was starting. And I was like, no brainer. Like, we love the path down there. It's a little bit more accessible because it's 2.5 miles rather than 4.2. So more women could see themselves doing it without it feeling like they're incapable or
a
it's
huge
too
commitment
much for
time-wise.
them. Or time-wise. And so the walks are at 8 a.m. and the farmer's market opens at 9. It's
perfect.
So the farmer's market is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you'll begin and end if you participate in the walks. So
that's amazing.
That's the vision.
So of all the initiatives that Spread Good Karma is doing, which one was first? Like, how did it all kind of start? Was it the yoga? Like, let's kind of like bring it back to like the original purpose of like Spread Good Karma. Let's start at the beginning of how that kind of came to be and how it started.
Yeah. So the Spread Good Karma Foundation started originally through wanting to provide for the employees of Cafe Karma and figure out a way that obviously healthcare is extremely expensive for small businesses and it's really not possible in the state. So we wanted to figure out a way to take care of the people that work for Cafe Karma, and it started that way. And obviously that kind of transitioned into some free wellness events that popped up here and there. The walk club really did kick it off.
Fueled it. That was like the gasoline.
It was, yeah. And obviously last season we weren't a 501c3. Katie and I have not taken a single dollar from the Spread Good Karma Foundation. We were just doing this for free last year, and we still are. And it was really just to get people together. And the walks actually are the reason why the run club is a thing. It was crazy. So I tell this story all the time. I just told it this morning, but I am always in front of people in the gym that are on their second or third level of fitness, right? So they're walking into the gym and they already have a gym membership, but they're looking to enhance it. Or there's somebody like yourself that's looking to get back into the gym. You have a ton of experience. You had success with it. You're just like, hey, I got busy. I had kids, like, and they come to me, right? And the walks were the first time in a really long time I was in front of people that don't have any of that.
Yeah, they were coming from zero.
We're talking day one, right?
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
I would be at the cafe helping out with operations on Sundays because it was just so hectic. And people would literally be like, this was my workout for the week.
Yeah.
And the 2 walks that Katie was hosting was the 2 times these people were taking for themselves to take care of themselves. And that was the only place they knew how to start. And it was from people that were just getting into their wellness journey. They just had kids. They had been away for 20 plus years. And just the effect that had for them was amazing. So the run club is truly an all levels run club. We have a walking and running option where you run for 30 seconds, walk for 30 seconds in some capacity, and you can literally never run before and show up to our run club. We have different tracks that if you are a really good runner, you can show up. But the run club became something that we were doing on Saturday mornings, and the walk club was Sundays and Wednesdays. And 3 days a week, we were getting these people to move, and it was awesome. Now with the farmers market, the walks will be on Saturdays. The run club will be on Sundays at the Ursuline track.
Yep.
And we'll still finish at the cafe afterwards just because there's a little bit less of a crowd for the run club. But that's I know. We'll see.
Have you seen Trolley Run Club?
They're so like crazy.
I have, yeah.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah. It just proves there's such a huge need for this. Like, it's the community, it's getting the hell off your screen, it's getting out of your house. Like, is such a huge need. People need this community, and no one else is doing this.
And our mission really is around like activities that don't surround alcohol, and we're just so big on that. And the run club has been awesome because it's early enough in the morning that you can't really go out the night before and still come, right? So we're just getting such a good group of people. People are bringing their strollers to the track and running with their kids, and it's awesome. And the evolution of the Spread Good Karma Foundation really is those 2 events. And then Katie would teach a yoga class here and there. People would donate a yoga class here and there. We've gone to Sound Bath, shout out to Alex, and done events with her. We've done events at Hilo House, which is awesome. And just the calendar of events, people donating has just been amazing, and it's slowly kind of coming together. The farmers market just adds another thing for us, which is a good thing. So
it was kind of like your missing puzzle piece of like the food side. And you're super passionate about the food side.
Correct. And we had a book club in the wintertime. So we're really tackling like the complete wellness, right? Like I said this to somebody this morning, like people are lost when it comes to true health, right? They associate these things with health, and the Spread Good Karma Foundation for us has been a way to kind of tie it all in. Like we always say, it's like osmosis, and it just rubs off on people, and people just start coming along, and they come to Walk Club, and now they're running, and now they're reading books that are going to better their lives, and now they're going to be shopping at the farmers market, and we're starting to put it together and give people all of the options of what it really means to take care of themselves. So that's kind of the life cycle so far. I mean, it's been about a year. We took a break from Run and Walk Club in the wintertime, kind of gearing up for this season, and it's going to be awesome. I know the walk clubs are going to have different volunteers leading it. The run club is going to have some local fitness coaches leading it, that it's not just me every week, which will be really awesome.
As much as we love you.
As much as I love being there, I'm excited to participate this year. And be able to actually take the run club with everybody. But we'll have some different people in the community that are going to help run that, and the farmers market will have the same thing. So it's really amazing, kind of the last year, and we've become a 501c3, so we become a nonprofit over the winter time, and we're able to hopefully do more with it. So it's
and
really
cool. From my perspective, like the person on the sidelines watching this all go down, is like you're removing the barriers of entry, right? Like every excuse I can come up with, you have defeated, right? Like
exactly.
Like
that's the
I can't, I have kids, I can't come to Run Club. I have kids. Well, there are kids with strollers, right? Like, oh, well, I can't eat healthy because there's no healthy options. Here's your farmer's market, right? Like, you guys are really like removing those barriers. Oh, I can't afford to work out. Here are your free gym classes. Here's your free walk club.
I think what you're saying is really important, because I think a lot of people, when they think of nonprofit, they think of poverty. And they just think of people that are substantially unable to access things. And we're in a weird gray area, because actually most of the people that attend our events are considered quote unquote middle class, whatever that means now with how expensive everything is. But like, we also still have some like middle to upper, and, you know, like Karma's closer to Greenville. So we access a lot of those people, but it doesn't mean that they don't struggle any less. And I think that's been really interesting for us to communicate, especially when we talk to people in the city about what we're up to, is we're not saying that we're trying to fix food insecurity. And so that can be really challenging as a nonprofit. It's like, okay, well then who are you helping?
Right.
And since the pandemic, especially, it really just took all those like, okay, I struggle with this, but it's not a big fucking deal, to like, no, I'm really struggling. I haven't moved my body in 5-10 years. I haven't eaten anything remotely healthy in 5 years because now I do is DoorDash. And like, these are normal things.
I drink more. Right? A lot of people drink a lot more coming out of COVID.
Yep. I stay home on my couch more. The way that I view winding down is diving into my phone and laying on the couch. And so I think that we're in an interesting space because we're helping so many people that really need help. But if you were to look at their income levels and things like that, you wouldn't first think of them as who to go to help with this
like the forgotten, you know, group.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody. We had a meeting with the mayor last.
I love that. I saw that
week, which was really cool. And
that's so cool.
I dove super deep into some Delaware statistics when it came to health and wellness, and we're truly kind of to top on what Katie just said, but 75% of the Delaware's population is considered overweight or obese, and
terrifying.
Like that is super scary. But we're in a position, like a unique position, especially here in Trolley with the walkability of being able to reach so many people. And it kind of like Katie said, like all parties are welcome, right? Like there is no cost to attend our events, and we just want people to show up and like start to take care of themselves. And that's really the goal. Yeah. Because it starts in small tribes, and it starts really like uniquely with these small groups of people that come to the walk club and the small groups of people that come to our sweaty Saturdays. And it's really awesome.
Yeah. So another, you know, outside looking in, you guys could easily, you could franchise Karma and open up 100 branches. You could franchise Thrive. You could just open up 10 Thrives. You guys could just like be business people and just go make, you know, a ton of money, right? You're not. Like you guys are choosing, to like help people, right? Yeah. Like you're choosing that. Is there like a story? Is there a why? Is there like, you know, when you guys look yourself in the mirror on those hard days, you're like, why are we doing this? Like, what is fueling you guys to keep going? Because as someone on my side, like I have my days, right? I'm sure you guys do. Of
course.
Like, what is fueling this to keep you guys going?
I think the biggest thing is, what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your kids and your grandkids and just the area in general? And I think that there's such a loss right now in like doing the right thing and spreading good karma. And we always say to each other, like when we are having those tough days, like it is the right thing to do the right thing. And it always is. And I think my goal, and Katie always says that I'll die on this hill, is I want to help as many people as possible. And we have the answers to so many problems when it comes to health. Like it's such a simple solution, but it really takes a ton of work, and you have to lay the groundwork, and you can't do that if you're not doing it authentically. And everything that we do is truly just authentic, and it's us, and it's what we believe in, and it's what we care about, even if there's not a dollar amount attached to it. And money will always come if you're doing the right thing. And sometimes that takes a year, and sometimes that takes 10 years. But if
I'm just nodding my head. This is the stuff we say at night. In bed. Like it takes 10 years. That's our line.
I just think that like it's lost, and there's so many people that just copy and paste in the state of Delaware, whether it's whatever business they have, whatever restaurant they have, and they're just okay with collecting money and just being a part of that cycle. And I think we want to try and have a positive impact on more people. And I think that I can say whenever people meet us, they understand that we're genuine, and they might have their beliefs on us before they meet us because of the way we do things, where we open businesses,
the
or
comment section, the Reddit section,
whatever that is. But when they meet us, they understand that we genuinely care. Like, and I think that goes a long way.
It's funny that you said that, because my investor and business partner were opening a second concept. Fingers crossed that's almost over the finish line. But he was like, you know, it would just be much less of a headache for you if you just either sold this thing, or you became a consultant, or you just only held on to this thing. And stopped expanding into doing other things or opening other things. And he was like, so I don't get it. Like,
Right.
what do you actually want out of this? Because no matter what we do, it's more of a debt that you owe. Like every dollar that we put into a new project is a debt that you owe, not anybody else. It's on your back. So like what
Why?
gives?
Right.
Why? And the thing is still legacy. It's one of the first things Max and I bonded over when we met was that was a big core value and something we both believed in and was important to us and was the driver behind our decision making in life and career pathways. So I know what I'm capable of as far as what I can offer to the community. And it feels so silly sometimes to be like, I'm doing this for everyone else because some of it's selfish that like we want our kids to be able to go walk to the farmer's market
Right.
with us.
Right.
Right. Like how great is that for a family activity in this neighborhood? And the other aspect of it is like, no, I have all these tools and this knowledge. And, I was a nutritionist before Karma. And so like, giving people just tidbits that help them improve their lives, like it improves one another. And I mean, one of my old employees is now like managing at one of the apartment complexes here. And she's like, you've literally already helped me close several deals because I've been able to promote the farmer's market.
Wild.
It's like, that's the economic side
Right.
that doesn't drive us.
No, yeah.
But that's the ripple effect of doing the things
Yes.
that you see a void in your community and just being the one to say, I don't give a shit if nobody pays me for this right now. I want this to exist and I want it to be in my name that this thing exists.
Yeah, totally. That's, I mean, that's like kind of the foundation of like why we started Trolley Trends. Same thing. It's just like if the businesses are doing well, everyone's doing well. If like more people are moving here, people are excited to be here. It's just like a same thing, ripple effect. And like, it's not a nonprofit, but it's a nonprofit, right? Like I'm not, that's not to make money. That's not to, I'm literally doing that out of the kindness of our heart. If anything, we're in the negative because we pay people to make the videos, make the content, right? So
For
like,
sure. It's a big operation.
Yeah. It's really, truly at the kindness of our heart. And ultimately, like you said, like the legacy, like you need to be able to put your head on a pillow every night and be like, okay, like, did I give everything I had? Am I doing the right thing? Am I helping people? And like, I sleep a lot better at night when I know that I'm like, sold a house to somebody that, maybe wouldn't have ever had that opportunity or I don't know. So yeah, I think that's why we bond with you guys because we're the same way. So let's talk about some of these vendors. Which vendors are we most excited for? Anyone you guys want to highlight or tease or anyone that's coming that we want to drop?
I feel like, oh my God, this could be, it's a lot, but I'm not going to highlight anybody specific yet because I feel like all of them we're equally excited about. I think it's really just that we're excited that we filled all of the categories that we were looking for. Like, I think that we underestimated how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
We knew that our timeline was a little bit short from like contract signing to acquiring vendors, but like, Max spent 7 hours last week cold calling farmers from DE to PA to New Jersey to like,
Virginia, Maryland.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so seeing the ones that are taking a chance on us and acknowledging that they're taking a chance, because a lot of them have actually given the feedback that there are other farmers markets in Newcastle County. You either may have never heard of them because they don't have sufficient marketing or whatever it is. But they're like, we've literally had multiple farmers say to us, we'll never do a Newcastle County farmers market because nobody comes and spends their dollars. So for us to acquire this many vendors and get them to take a chance on us, I'm just like, I love y'all. I love everyone in this community. Please come with your pockets to get your grocery haul while you're here because they are amazing, amazing local businesses and farms that really need to see that support.
I think again, not like naming anybody because we do have different people serving that purpose each week. Our goal was to be able to do your full grocery shop there. So to be able to come down on a Saturday morning and get meat and vegetables and sourdough bread and honey and eggs and be able to go home and like not have to go somewhere else to grocery shop was our main goal. We still have spots available. We have some farms doing once a month. We have some farms doing one day in the whole 6-month season. So I think as we get the ball rolling in May, I have this weird feeling that more people are going to want to be a part of it.
I agree.
Which will be really awesome. But I think the biggest thing for us is that every week there's going to be somebody there that has local meat with no antibiotics and they're grass fed and they're raised really well and they take care of their animals and the produce has no pesticides, and it's done the right way, and like just the general things that we care about when it comes to health, we have kind of checked that box every single week, which is awesome.
Love it. So if you wanted to get super involved with this, whether you want to just come to an event or, take it the next step, like, hey, I want to get involved with the nonprofit, if somebody was interested, what would that process look like?
Sure.
Hopping on to spreadgoodkarmafoundation.org. All of our events are there on the calendar. You can register for everything. They're all free of charge. There is a donation if you would like to make a donation, but it is not necessary for people to come. And each week it'll pop up on the calendar just what's going on Wednesday, what goes on Saturday, Sunday, and you'll be able to see even when there's a donated class, or when Alexandra donates a class, or when somebody else donates a class, you'll be able to see that. And again, all of those are all free of charge. So check us out on there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have an app in some capacity in the next couple of weeks. That has been a work in progress.
App's your best friend.
Apple has not been the most helpful when it comes to the app. They denied us of our app. I'm not really sure why. I think it was pharmaceutical companies.
Okay, keep going.
But yeah, you might want to take that out. But that would be the way to support us. The biggest thing for us is supporting these farms and the local vendors that we have at the farmers market. So May 3rd, every Saturday after that, the 10th, the 17th, 24th, all that good stuff. Until October, we're going to have a bunch of different local vendors. It will be different each week, which is awesome. So there'll be different people down there. The constants will be there as well. And hopefully by midsummer, we'll have 20 to 30 vendors down there each week. So it'll be really cool. And we would love for people to make that part of their weekend routine.
Yeah. Stop, giving money to the big guy. Yeah. And I think that's like what I'm super passionate about. I think that's what this podcast has kind of become, is like supporting the local, supporting the people that are busting their ass every day and not giving in to the man and working for themselves. Cause it's a grind out here in these entrepreneur streets. So, you won't blink and you'll send, hundreds of thousands of dollars to Amazon every year.
Exactly.
God knows we do.
We do.
We do too.
So just, save up and come Saturday and spend all your money to all these amazing vendors. So what's one piece of advice you would give someone who wants to make a difference, even just a small way? You guys are doing it in a big way locally. What type of advice would you give to somebody that wants to make an impact and doesn't really know where to begin in something like this?
The biggest piece of advice that was ever given to me when it comes to this topic is to do an action and not expect something in return. And we get into these ruts in our spaces in work, in life, where everything that we do, we expect something, whether it's to be paid for it or a good or a service to be returned. And just doing something that you're not going to get anything for, whether that's helping somebody get out of their car or starting something like you guys do in the community where you're like, hey, I don't know if we're gonna get anything out of this, but it'll be really cool to have people come to it. It doesn't matter what it is. And if you have one person show up, Katie and I always say,
it's our line. If one person comes in, it's a win.
Yeah. I mean, you never know who you're going to meet. And we talk about that all the time. And we have a gym and a coffee shop because of that. And now we have the Spread Good Karma Foundation because of that. And you just never know who you're going to meet. And when you do things for the right reasons, it kind of comes back around. So I would just say, whatever it is you're passionate about, do one thing and not expect anything in return.
That's amazing.
You don't have to create a nonprofit to do good things. And I think that's been, there's a lot of people that now slide into our inboxes and they're like, well, how'd you start this? Because I have this idea to help people with this. And I think that it could be a really great thing. And like, we just started without the nonprofit aspect. And that is the best way to go. And also volunteer. Like, if you don't know how to help in a big way, like you said, like, every single nonprofit and every single organization that is helping people and has already done the legwork to create a business-like entity to support communities is looking for people to help them make a difference. Yeah. So I guarantee if you just call these nonprofits and you're like, I want to help the homeless, it's just my heart's been pulled to the homeless, like, look up nonprofits that help serve them locally and just call them and say, I have 1 hour this month or this year. What is the best use of my hour that supports you guys the most? I guarantee they will be so happy to find something for you guys. So, and that's similar to us too. Like, if you know a business that wants to sponsor a certain amount of classes, shout out to the Garmin Group. They sponsored some of our mental health classes coming up, and that makes a huge difference. Sometimes you can only financially support.
That's us right now.
Right? You don't have time. You don't have the bandwidth. You're broke. You're beaten down with things. Like, that is why there's sponsorships available, so that we can still create programs, add more classes to the schedule, more initiatives, and you can still be, feel like you're making a difference in your community.
Yeah. And if you can't do any of those things, you don't have the money, don't have the time, you're not even here, like just share it on your social media.
Share a post.
Like at the very least, I always tell people, like when I have clients that are like, oh, I want to get you a gift, I want to whatever. I'm like, share my social media, send me a Google review. Like those things matter so much and they mean so much. So even if you're just going to share the post, you can't make it Saturday. You haven't lived in Delaware in 20 years. Like just share, just share, because even your content can help. So
I'll say one last thing. I think the part that Katie harped on, but not enough, is that like when it comes to starting something, like just get it started. We've come in contact, and not throwing shade at anybody, but with so many nonprofits in the area that have lost the sight of what their mission actually is. And whether it's, we need to get funding to do that. And we've run into that issue recently where it's just like, well, how are we going to get paid for this? And it's like, we're doing this for the right reasons. Like it'll come around. Like we need to just take action and actually make change. So I think that's a huge part of what Katie just said, which is just do it. Like just do the damn thing, and it'll get the ball rolling, and good things will happen.
Yeah. If the authenticity and the purpose is there, the rest will come. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. This is another awesome episode.
Thanks for having us.
First repeat guest. So thank you guys
excited.
for coming on. And I know we're super excited for the farmers market. I'm sure everyone listening is super excited. So bring your wallets, walk to the farmers market, get your
all
steps
the content.
in. Yeah, take the content, post us on social media, and we will see you on Saturday at the Brandywine Farmers Market. Thanks to Max and Katie Kutler for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See you then.
Thanks for another episode.